Nigeria, South Africa, to South Africa.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. Thank you.
We sincerely appreciate this opportunity to partner with you in today's S.A.L.T School Debating Competition. This competition is a valuable platform for our students to challenge ideas, express their opinions, and build confidence in an atmosphere of healthy competition. We believe activities like this will help shape critical thinkers and future leaders. On behalf of the management, staff, and students of Government Secondary School DB, I say welcome to S.A.L.T Foundation Save a Life today. We look forward to a fruitful and inspiring debate. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my worthy opponents and esteemed audience. I am by name Lenita Glatze, the student from Government Secondary School. I rise strongly in support of the motion which states, should video games be considered a sport? Firstly, let's get in terms with sport. What's the sport? Any activity that requires skill, training, and competition under such conditions. Video games fit perfectly into that definition. Reason being, skill, strategy, and skill. Like football or basketball, video games require intense skill, hand-eye coordination, and strategic thinking. Games like League of Legends, Call of Duty, and FIFA require teamwork, strategic thinking, and cooperation. All this mirrors this preparation for athletic athletes preparing for a mini competition. Organization and sports. Video games now has teams, leagues, sponsors, international tournaments with huge audiences. For example, the Fortnite World Cup first took place in the year 2019, organized by Epic Games, offered a prize pool of $30 million, larger than many Olympic events. This structure and professionalism mirrors traditional athletes preparing for a major competition. Physical and mental demand. Though video games may not require physical demand, it also requires mental demand. Just like chess, which doesn't require physical exertion, is considered as a sport. Then video games should be qualified. Video games which has to do with endurance, hand-eye coordination, and loss of stress and fatigue. We have to also keep straight focus for all our opponents. Ladies and gentlemen, bear with me. Are you aware we are making history? Governments and organizations are officially recognizing video games as a sport. Countries like South Korea, the US, and China have issued athletic visas to video game players. Well, this global contribution and endorsement to the economy has made it clear that video games has become a part of modern sports culture. The question isn't if video games should be considered a sport, but how far we are willing to stretch the definition of sport in this modern age. Do we think that in the next 5 to 10 years that video games won't dominate the world? Or do we think that in the next 5 to 10 years that traditional athletes won't be replaced by technology? I leave you with this question to ponder on. Well, thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, African timekeeper, Mr. Moderator, my co-debaters. My name is Odata Benedicta, and I'm here to oppose the motion that states that should video game be considered as a sport. Firstly, I would like to enlighten us on the definition of two keywords, which is sport and video game. What are sports? Sport is any activities that uses physical exertion or skills competitively under a set of rules that is not based on tactics. While video game on the other hand is defined as a type of game that exists and controlled by a software or a computer, usually run by a video game console and other IT devices. While video game may not fit the traditional definition of sport, I do argue that video games should not be considered as a sport outright. Let's look at the counter argument. Firstly, I firmly agree that video game is not a traditional athletic pursuit. Many people view video gaming as entertainment rather than an athletic pursuit. This prescription affects the acceptance of esports into broader society. That is one of the reasons I think that video games should not be considered as a sport. And in addition, unlike traditional sport, they have long history of return Traditional sports such as wrestling, boxing, and chariot racing have their roots founded in ancient civilization and evidence of game being played back as around 300,000 BC. Egypt, the first Olympic Greeks, who took place as back as 707 BC. The modern football soccer was founded as 1863, the basketball 1891, and the American football 1869. They were formalized and codified in the 19th century. Another important point is that inconsistent regulation and governance. Unlike the traditional sports, each sport lack the universal bodies to regulate competition, enforce rules, and maintain fairness. This fragmented governance makes it challenging to address players' lobby and ensure fair play across different games and leagues. In addition, comparison to mind sport, some argue that e-sport is more of a mind sport rather than an athletic competition. This is similar to chess or poker, but these activities require skills and strategies, but lack the physicality commonly associated with traditional sports. This prescription is particularly relevant when comparing e-sports to traditional sports that emphasize on the physical activities and athleticism. While the debate surrounding whether video games should be considered as a sport may continue, I'd like us to emphasize that the definition of sport extends beyond physicality. However, the lack of universal regulation, physical demand, and health concern that is associated with excessive gaming, we must carefully weigh implications. Rather than comparing e-sports to traditional sports, perhaps we can categorize them as a distinct form of entertainment that deserve recognition and support in its own right. By doing so, we can balance a more inclusive and understanding of competition and pressure in the digital age. Thank you.
Our protocol study observed. My name is Daniel Watts the Success, and I'm in SSPC. I'm here to speak in favor of the motion that says video games should be considered as a sport. To begin with recognition by institutions, many countries, including the United States and South Korea, have already recognized e-sports as an official sport. Do you know what? Universities now offer scholarships to professional gamers, the same way they support athletes in football and basketball. The National University Games Association, the Gamer Technology Limited, have signed a strategic partnership to develop e-sports in Nigeria universities. Scholarship opportunities. E-sport tournaments are willing to fund educational scholarships. This means that if you participate in any uni-level e-sport during the affiliated event, they make scholarship or reduction tied to your performance. The Gamer Lab at the University of Lagos. The Gamer Lab is a video game and e-sports hub launched in collaboration with the French Embassy, Unilag, etc. It includes a Gamer Lab scholarship. Video game and e-sport training cohort. Also, video games brings about global connection. Video games connect people from different countries and cultures, just like the Olympic unites nations. Gaming allows young people to share ideas, to compete, and to build friendships across borders. This is a connection promotes peace and understanding values that truth sports also promotes. As well as video game helps in treating mentally disabled people. Video games are not just for fun. They can also help people with learning or mental disabilities. Doctors and therapists now use special video games to help patients improve their memory, their focus, and for example, people with autism play games that teach you social interaction and communication. Even people with brain injuries and depression use video games to train their minds and to improve their mood. This proves that video games are not harmful distractions, but rather they are powerful tools for mental and physical development. Mental and healing development. Thank you.
Standing on the existing protocol, to begin with, I by name Mama Aziza Damloda, dependence on technology. Take for instance, playing a game online, the system crashes, got up, but the server is down. Now the competition just vanished. Video games cannot be played without electricity. Video games cannot be played without electricity, screens, or internet access. Can it be truly called a sport if it dies the moment electricity goes off? Or what kind of sport you need constant Wi-Fi? Or what kind of sport needs constant Wi-Fi, high-end devices, and power supply just to function? These dependents make them inaccessible in poor or rural areas. accessible in poor and rural areas, should the food sports be limited to only those who could afford expensive gadgets and stable electricity? No. True sports, on the other hand, are meant to improve, enhance physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and intellectual well-being. Sports are meant to build bodies and not weaken them. Furthermore, health concerns. Even one of the most successful gamers in the world, named Richard is popularly known as Ninja, admits that gaming professionally takes a toll on both body and mind. Streaming is extremely physically and mentally exhausting. He once mentioned in one of his interviews on the ESPN that he will stream for up to 10 to 12 hours daily, affecting his sleep schedule and social life. Excessive gaming can have the opposite effect. Sitting for hours behind a screen can contribute to mental health issues, leading to poor posture, eye strain, anxiety, burnout, and sometimes fatigue. It can also disturb sleep patterns and cause fatigue. If traditional sports are meant to build bodies, what the video games threaten? Is it the poor posture or eye strains? Instead of promoting a healthy lifestyle, video games may contribute to mental health issues, especially among youth. You have to start playing games in the sport. We are sending the wrong message to young people out there. It suggests sitting for hours behind the screen is same as being physically active, healthy, and fit. It's same as being physically active, healthy, and fit. More so cultural and educational values. Sports have long been used in schools and communities to teach discipline, resilience, sportsmanship, and time management. Sports have existed for centuries and are part of major events such as the Olympics. Why sports like video games, sports like football running or wrestling are played all over the world and part of major events like the Olympics. Video games can be played anywhere by anyone without use of advanced technology. While video games may promote competition and skill, these alone do not make it a sport. It does not promote values like respect for rules, physical effort to same extent. It does not promote respect for rules and physical effort to same extent. As a result, its educational and moral values are limited. Video games are relatively new and lack that rich history and cultural value that best define what the sport is. In conclusion, while video games may improve hand-to-eye focus, mental focus, and hand-to-eye coordination, that alone does not define a sport. The absence of real-life physical involvement, its health risks, and total dependence on digital skills set it apart from the core values and nature of athletic activities. Thank you.
All practical students, I am by name Great Kevin from SSC, strength of SS3. I stand here to support the motion which says that video games should be considered sport. But first, we need to understand what a video game is. A video game can be defined as a digital interactive experience. Note the keyword here, interactive. Sports are meant to be interactive. So a video game is a digital interactive experience in which the player or the gamer in this context influences the outcome. Note the keyword here, influences the outcome. What do sports players, what do sportsmen do? They influence the ball, they influence the instrument that they used to play. A table tennis person coordinates his table tennis pad. What is that? That's called influencing. So video gamers influence the characters and elements in a particular game. They don't influence the storyline and solve things like puzzles, quizzes, or win competitions. Video games should be considered as sports because they promote technological skills. Technological skills are needed in today's fast-changing and fast-moving world. In this world of AI, I believe that video games have the right skills that will help us thrive in this world. Yeah, some of these skills are debugging, coding, programming, problem solving, and troubleshooting. Okay, imagine you are on the road and you are using your laptop and the laptop spoils. If you have been playing video games, you know how to troubleshoot. And in the middle of the road, how do you have someone to repair your laptop? So if you can do it by yourself, it will save you the unnecessary stress and money. That's one benefit of video games. Now, video games are also fast-paced, as games such as Blood Strike, Call of Duty, and even your common e-football that you play on all of you play on your phone. A game like e-football, when we're playing e-football, and okay, let's say we connect to someone, and we're playing e-football, and the person is coming to collect the ball from you. Once a video gamer has fine motor skills, now fine motor skills can be defined as the ability to coordinate your eye and your hand effectively. Now someone that is playing this ball game will be able to move his hand in a corner so that his opponent will not be able to connect the ball. I believe these are real life skills that we need in the world.
Let me throw a question to the audience. If you're a footballer and retired, can you get employed in the company?
No.
But if you're a video game and that has a small background in coding, programming, you can work as a part-time staff in a technology company. Am I right? Video games also promote career opportunities. Video games like traditional sports have nutritionists, dietitists, coaches, and trainers. Most people have a lopsided view of video games. A few video games that's all sitting on a couch, eating chips, eating popcorn, drinking coke, and playing on a screen. Damage our health. But no, video games have gone much beyond that. Video games involve nutritionists who carefully ration out the food that their clients will eat that helps them maintain absolute focus when they are playing their game. Video games are a mentally demanding sport, so you need to rely around to good nutrition to play games. I believe that I've shown you enough reasons why video games should be considered a sport. Let's not get left behind 20th century, 19th century, 18th century. Let us move forward. Thank you.
Starting on the existing protocol, my name is Ochuche Gideon, and I am here to support the motion which says video games should be considered as a sport. Imagine a world where sitting on a couch, pressing laptop or scrolling mouse. Imagine a world where sitting on a couch, pressing laptop or moving a mouse is called a sport. Then typing an essay or writing stories would be called a marathon. Let's be clear from the start. Video games are forms of entertainment, competition, and even skill, but they don't meet the basic characteristics of what a sport really is. According to Daniel Liu, the first man who created video game in the 1960th century, the reason why he created video game were initially created for the experiment, innovation, and for entertainment. So you calling video game a sport, even the man who created video game even said it, that video game were created for entertainment and experiment. So you calling it a sport, you are damaging what a producer like. You are damaging what a producer and you are calling it another name. Okay, looking at people who died through video game, we have Peter Block in the South Korea who died in 2012 when playing the Diablo 3. The first point I would like to make is video game lack physical activity. A footballer trains their body for 90 minutes. A gamer trains to sit for 6 hours. Both are dedicated, but only one is an athlete. Pressing buttons and moving a mouse is not comparable to running, jumping, or throwing. If finger movement alone makes something extra, then typing an essay or scrolling on the phone would also qualify. Even though gaming requires mental focus and hand-to-eye coordination, it is more like a competition, a debate, a chess, but not a physical sport. Another important point I would like to make is calling video game a sport truly weakens the true meaning of what it truly is. Let's take a look at this image. An healthy athlete. Video game even they don't even work with they don't work with physical contact. Video game don't even like my opponent also mentioned that when a footballer retire, that the footballer will not have money. But I bet you, when a footballer retire, his pension will buy his pension. See, a video gamer cannot even be comparable to a footballer. Even though my opponents might also say, but eSport has a lot of money, tournaments, and fans. We all agree that video game has a lot of fans, tournaments, and money. But those activities, they define entertainment and they don't define sports. Even movie concert, talent show also have a lot of fans, tournaments, and money. But no one here throw up for them sport. They might also say, but video games requires strategy. Yes, but skill alone does not make something a sport. We know gamers train and have coaches, but training exists in every professional field. You can't be on your phone training. How does that make? That was even business. So in conclusion, video game lack physicality. In conclusion, video games should not be considered as a sport because it does not promote unhealthy lifestyle. It defines the very concept of sport. Let's celebrate gaming as e-sport and preserve the true meaning of what the game really is. Thank you.
Welcome to Lateral. We say that video games have no history, but yes, we also say it's an entertainment. Do you think that football and basketball wasn't made as an entertainment? in the brief centuries that football, basketball, hockey wasn't an entertainment. People paid money to watch those athletes play, and yet people are still paying money to watch people are paying money to watch video gamers play also. So I don't understand why you tell me that video games don't have any history, but I'll agree with you when you say video games are addictive. Honestly, nothing under the sun is addictive. Walking is addictive, talking is addictive, reading is addictive. Then why should video game be an addiction? Addiction. There is a good addiction and a bad addiction. Reading is a good addiction. When we get addicted to reading and getting lost in it, we understand that it also broadens our knowledge as human beings. So if the man that sat down in his house and created a video game, and you tell me that video game is addictive, well, I'll agree with you because it's an addiction. Well, you tell me that video games don't require full body movement. So does chess require full body movement? Does archery require full body movement? Does video games should be recognized as a sport. Because countries like South Korea, the US and China are also innovative. They are also bringing out new technology, and yet want to stay back in the old times and rely on football and basketball. And that. Video games is a distraction, football is a distraction, basketball is a distraction. After you watch all these movies that they see a basketball and leave his school life and go and play basketball and spread, oh, you're so distracted with school, you're so this with school. And yet when you play video games, your parents still be, oh, you're so this with school. Well, everything is a distraction. Reading is a distraction, walking is a distraction. So we can't just say that video games should be edited out of modern culture. We are no longer in the 19th century, sister. I would like you to understand that we are no longer in the 19th century and we are moving with innovation. Technologies are becoming more advanced. Now we have humanoid droids and avatars that play for us instead of us being stressed and strained always. Well, with that,
Thank you, John.
My opponents say video games are entertaining. There is also a form of distraction, same as actual sport. But yes, can we replace the sound of the cheering crowd, the most popular feature of the sport, with the sound of digital keys, keyboard keys, and digital gunshots? No. The most relevant feature also, if you start calling gaming a sport, you may say video games are modern sports that one is going to start, and technology are not part of it. They win physical sports. Yes, the world is going digital. And many sports now exist for scoring, replace, and analysis like the VAR. But physical sports can still be played without the use of technology. Sports like football or athletics just need the basic equipment and a little space. Then sports can be played anywhere by anyone without the use of technology. Take for example, a 5-year-old child. Take for example the most common sport, football. A 5-year-old child knows what it's called PK. We have the penalty. A 5-year-old child knows what a football mapping of a field is. Does a 5-year-old child know video games like Fortnite?
Global Esports Federation (GESF), which organizes tournaments worldwide. Even in Nigeria, Nuba and Kema are bringing esports into universities. These fruits are gaining an away for Kunai. This Kunai, sports. The world is changing. Sports are no longer limited to the field of play job. Just the same way technology has changed communication, it has also transformed competition. Whether it's on a gaming screen or on a football pitch, what matters is skill, strategy, and discipline, and that is what true sports is all about. Thank you.
A big loud. Some of video games like the world need strategies and pace. But that does not make an activity a sport. You see chess? Yes, they agree. Chess is more of a mind sport compared to video game. But the distinction lies between the components, which video game play that. And you also say the word is making it out. Oh my god, I agree with that. But can you go away from the roots? Is there a branch without a root? No. Video games were originated having their roots to a different history of cultural based on technology and digital platforms. Yeah, let's keep on. This is how we get it. This question rises whether video games should be considered a sport. Should it actually be a question when it potentially harms its players?
Totally.
My opponent like to think that video games which you cannot outline eye strain. Video games bring about eye strain and all of other components. You might see that we created goggles and the rest for it, but you know that excessive wearing of those things cause injury to the eyes. How? It's fascinating. We can ask those wearing glasses, they actually fit at times full of eye pain. It actually affects them and teaches them care. Yes, the ask. Some of video games they point them for companies. It's the evidence of it, a postural defect. Spending hours on even our parents nowadays complain that children are spending too much hours on TV, which is clearly training them down. You say it's bringing into the school curriculum. No, video game has not brought into the school curriculum actually. We have physical education, PhD. Do you guys think, okay, for those offering PhD, do they teach you video games? With this point, playing street, like my team and I, we clearly have said that video games should not
Okay, saying footballers change their mind. Peter Block who died in 2015 died of depression. So you're telling me we give our trainings his mind. So you all just want like you all just want the gamers to die. You people should just make them know they are make them know they are not even associated with them.
Thank you to everyone who has.
STOP, thank you. Thank you.
But I have a question. I have a question for this team. You keep saying that people die while playing video games. Are you also aware that a lot of athletes die on the Are you aware that a lot of athletes, footballers have died on the beach, basketballers have died on the beach, boxers, wrestlers have died on the beach? I just want to know. So, why do you make the part of dying while playing a point why it should not be considered a sport? Since other athletes also die during their sport. Thank you.
Video gamers died, and footballers and gamers sport people will die. But dying in the aspect of sports is different than dying in press. There are two different things.
What's the difference?
The difference is that like when we are in a competition, it's different from you failing with honor and failing lavishly. So dying with honor.
Do something, it becomes no ability. Now, people that change their body, they often train and they get this benefit. But if you're not used to it, how can you actually feed your body?
Yeah, so you should reply that question to yourself. If a gamer trains himself, he can actually not die while gaming.
Oh, it's actually wrong. Because I can just imagine footballers spending over 6 hours on the field. Imagine the kind of things that he'll be gained from that. Then the video game player just sitting at home and pressing phone. That alone is a distraction.
Can you list the names of a video gamer who are used as a brand ambassador or with his expertise has influenced young ones to be like them? But take for instance Victor Osimhen, who is a device money points. So, you take examples of other countries who mostly give opportunity to the privileged ones. Why not take example of your country, Nigeria? Can your mother allow you to go to university to study video games?
Can your mother allow you to go to the university and study video games? And why do parents allow their children to study computer science? Why do parents allow their children to learn, but when they know that future also damages to their body and soul. Well, life is about risk. Without risk, you can't make it. Without putting your mind to do something, you won't make it in life. Most of us in school, when we were younger, we always said we wanted to become a footballer, we wanted to become an athlete. But yet now we are looking at the modern life and we are like, in the next 5 years, will football still be in play? Will football still be a major competition? Have you seen an athlete that plays football? You always see that person is stressed out, frustrated. Honestly, the person is
If say video games and entertainment, then why won't they create their own players different from the one the modern one has? Why was the players be 11? Why must it be 2 teams? Why do they have the same clause we have from the modern league? Okay, let's say for example, the runners. Let's say a firefighter, a house is on fire. Do you take your video game, for example, now and start saying, off the fire, off the fire? No, you have to run. That's a skill. If you do house chores at home, you won't just be pressing video games. Most of us at home, we fetch water. That requires strength. If you play basketball, you need stamina. If you play ball, you need strength. If you're a runner, you need because we know that video games cannot be compared to sports. We do it with compassion, we do it with our mind, and you can't even stand on the pitch and say, if you stand and say video games are more than sports, somebody will say like, what is this girl saying? Sport has been for a long time. Video games just came 10, 12 years ago and something like that. Somebody created video games. But sports were created by groups of people.
Thank you very much.
Well, you could watch Pelican, you have Africa, you have stars. Amazing. Now you see why we embarked on this journey of this debate, right? Even as the competition was going on, you can see the engagement, how it made you to think, right? You have to think more, you have to think deeper, and you see that the more you think, the more you can bring out, okay? So, congratulations to both speakers, to both teams. Congratulations to you all. You all did well. So, but like in every competition, there will be and you guys are victims. So,
Maybe not answer.
So the winner is the proposing side with the mark of 362.
The principal of Government Secondary School, John. And Odukoya, S.A.L.T Foundation came to the debating program in my school. I'm so happy with the program because it has given some of them an insight to work harder. The hard work pays. I'm seeing what those competed got. That one will inspire them to be very interested in participating in such or other programs.
My name is Shedrack Solomon Nicholas from Government Secondary School, GB, and I'm in SS3C. Well, we are here for the debating competition by S.A.L.T. The competition is about, should video games be considered as a sport? Well, we thank you, S.A.L.T Foundation, for bringing up this competition. Although, yes, it's a debate, but it let us know that we should think outside the box and know that, yeah, there are other things aside the ones we know. It makes us come, like, today we communicate with those that we thought they don't even know what video games are or what sports are. But today we thank you, S.A.L.T, for debating competition. You really helped most of us, and it's an encouragement.
My name is Daniel Ross with Success, and I'm a student of Government Secondary School GB Apocher, and I'm in SS3C, and I am the team. I thank S.A.L.T Foundation so much. Save a Life Today Foundation. I thank them so much because they build up the confidence in me. Like, I never felt I'll be able to stand in front of everyone. I defend myself, but today I did that. And I'm the winning team. Thanks to S.A.L.T Foundation for that.